share some knowledge of what we have from launching Diggy's Adventure on mobile. We launched it on September, and within 100 days we made more than 3 million euros. Sorry for the technical issues. Okay, and also we had more than 4.3 million registration. We spent on marketing 1.9 million euros. First of all, what is Diggy's Adventure? Diggy's Adventure is adventure, as you can know from name. You can go to the next slide. Okay. It's puzzle adventure where you are Diggy and your main goal is find your father. Its energy pair is the web and mobile game. You have more locations and you can do quests. Then you have your own camp where you can take quests and build your equipment. Diggy's Adventure on the web is more than 4 years old. It's almost 5 years old game. We have more than 1,600 locations, really same number of quests, decorations, buildings, and so on. Okay, then in 2015 we was thinking about the port in mobile, the game, but the game was too complex, and we were thinking about just to port it on tablets. That tablets will be good enough for us. But that was a mistake because tablets are making less than 90% of revenue in Diggy's Adventure, and mobile are really important. Okay, if you want to port a game from desktop to mobile, you will struggle with a few issues. For example, you don't have mouse over. If you want to explain something to people, you have to explain it in different way. For example, how much energy cost the tile was on desktop with mouse over, and on mobile we have to show it when you are close to it. Okay, we had some bad decisions and some good decisions, and one of the good decisions was cutting features, because really mobile just is small screen and you have to just show the most important things. We decided to cut completely the friends features and windmills, decorations, and gifts, for example. We had some technical issues because we decided just to swipe in one way on the game. That's why we had to rework for example, the city where you take the quest on mobile and make some virtual slots, and on mobile and on desktop there are different. What we did, I think, well. We polished the graphic really well. We reworked the museum and I think all screens. Okay, soft launch. Really important when you launching a mobile game is soft launch. Why? Because you can test your KPIs, improve your game, and you will know if it's good to go globally. But there are few hard things about it. The soft launch is really expensive. We spent more than 100 euros on soft launch. Cost per installs, according to Chartboost, on Android USA is above 2 euros, and the mobile space is really crowded. For example, on iOS App Store you have 700 games daily. That's really big number, and if you want to succeed in that crowded numbers, you need data. That's why what we did good with marketing guy and data analyst, we sit down and we talk about KPIs we need to meet. we had one golden rule. The day 7 retention should be at least 10%. It's like retention is not the most important thing, but because it was the port of the game from Facebook to mobile, we already knew that we have strong monetization. What we did good, we had data-driven decisions. Every day we put to Google Doc KPIs from players. What we did really well, we improved every time. We tried every day, just improved a small little thing, and the compounding effect is really big. If you improve your game every day by 1%, it will be in 1 year 37 times better. Okay, maybe it's unrealistic, but if you improve just 1% per week, that's not a big deal. It's 70% better than next year. And it's really important to think, because everyone's want big changes and they're focusing, oh, I change this everything and it will be good. No, it can be shit as well. But if you focus on improving things you know they are bad, then you will grow. Okay, I put here real numbers because on many presentations people like showing the best numbers and how big they are, but I wanna give you the reality to know it's possible with lower numbers be successful. Okay, that was our first round of testing. It's pretty bad. We decided to start with Mexico and Philippines. They are tier 4 countries. Tier 4 means the less valuable from marketing perspective. And we saw the first numbers and they're okay. It's bad. Then we realized yes can and why. How to improve the retention. I think this slide is the key. If you want to take only one thing from presentation, you should take that. If you want to improve retention of your free-to-play game, you can do it by 3 things. Funnel, like improving the bad points, or tutorial, teaching the people the mechanic, and difficulty. If the game is too difficult, people will not enjoy it. Okay. Okay, first funnel. I will tell for each one example. Funnel was really good. When we launched the game, the retention was really low, but we knew why, because we had 3-minute loading time. The first time you launch the app, you should wait 3 minutes to load it. Then we was talking about how we can improve it. And we have good programmers, honestly. That was the reason why we can improve it. The main things, like the first session or the first mission, you can pack it into the app. If you pack it, the initial size of package is higher, but you will save a lot of retention. Okay, then the gzip is the method how you send the data, and it's much more faster than normal. Then we had XML, files in XML. We rewrote it to Eric format. We called it Eric format because our programmer is Eric, but it means nothing. And it's really helped. From initial 3 minutes, we went up to 7 seconds, just first loading time. Tutorial. No, tutorial, to be honest, the tutorial is that we are still struggling with, because we are not that experienced, maybe, or we didn't try enough. We made a system that you can A/B test tutorials. You can make a tutorial in, for example, 5 or 10 days, then you can test it. First, what we tested, that on the desktop version, you always started at your camp here. And mobile, we started on the mine, was the core mechanic. the player should always, in the first session, in the first few steps, meet with the core mechanics, because if it's engaging, he will stay. By the way, this version was better. Difficulty. That's my favorite. We were talking about that, how long should the session be. We had like 1 or 2 hour first session, and what about try just 5 minutes or 7 or 10? I read somewhere that between 8 and 12 minutes the first session should be good. Then we tried this tutorial, and we had same tutorial, just in one case. Here you had no energy to move, and you had like 8-minute session, and you have to come back. Initially it looked like it will be bad, but it was a good decision, because I think it's better to tell player how long should be his session at the start, because he needs to have a need to come back to the game. And here he had like 3 more tiles to finish the quest, and he has in mind that you should go back. Okay, that was soft launch KPIs that we had on end of soft launch. These numbers are based on 1,000 registrations that are not accurate, just to be honest. And we launched the game, but how? Initially we talked about that we should launch the game on 23 September, but as you know, always we was late. But the marketing guy wrote to Apple a few months ago, and we get featured. And we saw in the 2 soft launch countries that we are featured. Then we just put all countries on, and we were featured. That's how it was. Now we were featured 4 times, I think, globally. 3 times from Google Play and 1 time from iOS. It's really good because it's moral boost. Like when we had the first feature, we were working more than 1.5 years on the mobile version, and we didn't know if it's viable. But then the feature helped us, and everything was good. Okay, these are our numbers now. As you can see, they are lower. Because of global launch, we saturated the market, and that's why we are targeting not to the core audience, but more broad. That's why retention numbers are lower. But what's the important? Like when you go to a Miniclip or someone else, they're told, oh, how can you live with the retention? The most important is ARPDAU, or ARPU. How much money you have per user in, for example, 28 days. And these numbers are really good. On the desktop version, what we have in the first 28 days and of the year, we have 8.5 times more. Because like initial retention we have low, but then the players and payers stay. And one more thing I want to tell you, I think it's a little sentimental, but it's true. The team is really important. When you are working on the project 1 year or 2 years, and you don't get the numbers, you have to improve. You need a good team who are focusing to go forward and to get the shit done. Okay, that's everything. If you have questions, you can ask or mail me.